Well, hi, Facebook friends and acquaintances and people. I'm going to start videotaping some YouTube videos because 2018 has not yet ended, and I think being halfway through all of the hellish things I'm watching people go through, and God is keeping me from helping or being a part of. And so it brings up like anxiousness for me. It makes me gives me anxiety, makes me the attacks of feeling condemnation or guilty for not helping. I couldn't do it anyway. I can hardly walk my own self up and down a pathway without losing my balance anyway. So having some health issues myself. So if I didn't probably have these health issues, I'd still be codependent with my daughter and some other stupid functioning congregations that are upside down and really religious. I'm getting on YouTube because I want to let other people know that if they ever search for something to relate to in regards to some of the things I'm going to bring up, I want to be available. I have 3 children, biological birth children. I have 3 that are in heaven. I have 4 grandchildren that I know, and I believe I have some that I don't know, but I'm not sure. If you relate to anything then in the subjects that I bring up, just I hope it helps. I wasn't going to do this until I lost 70 pounds, until I had all my health back, until I felt like I was on a better plane with everything in my life. But if I keep waiting for perfection in my thinking of having the perfect weight and the perfect hair and the perfect everything, I'm never going to do this. So I'm just doing it now. My 3 children do not talk to me. The eldest talks to me only because she wants something from me. She wants to constantly pull from me. If I don't give to her, I am the foulest person on the first face of this earth, and it's very abusive. My second child is cut me off. I didn't even know she had it in her to be that mean. I had helped raise her first child, my first granddaughter, for 5 years. Kind of stepped away a little bit the 6th year because she was in a relationship, and slammed me right out of her life the 7th. So my granddaughter's going to be 8 next week. I won't be seeing her birthday. I don't get to see her at all. She had a second daughter with her current boyfriend, I think. They're both saying they're single now, so I don't know where they're at with that. That gave me a little anxiety a couple days ago, but if their relationships are anything like the way that they're acting, I don't doubt that they're playing games with each other and being immature, not getting counseling for their relationship. So it's, if you're going to be single, then I'll be single crap. I don't doubt why my daughter's doing that. I did that to my husband for years. It was a miracle he stuck around. And my son just basically wanted to get out of all the drama, and I don't even know why he's not talking to me except tell me 2 things. If I leave my husband and I have to burn all the books that he owned, there was conditions for him to want to talk to me again. I sadly sold my house because I had to. Found out that he went to that house to pick me flowers about 2 years or 3 years later. A guy pulled a gun on him out in the backyard when he was picking flowers for me. He picked flowers for me every April since he could pick flowers. And so apparently he must have went back to that house and unfortunately found out the most difficult, scary way when the guy pulled a gun on him and said, "What are you doing in my backyard?" He said, "This is my mom's house. I'm just picking flowers like I do every year for her." Even though I hadn't seen my son for 3 years, I think it was his introduction to try to come back into my life, but I know that it made him angry that I sold the house. he was probably wondering what the heck was going on, didn't care, and just kept me cut off again for another 2 years, and then left a note at my sister's house. And a year later after that, he left me a message on Facebook. That's been 3 years from now. I think I'm going on 8 or 9 years of not seeing him, because he'll be 29 in August. I saw him when he was 20. I think he turned 21 was the last time I saw him. So yeah. So yeah, we're on 8 years. Well. So however it works out, that's how many years, and that's how very little I've seen him. He did say, "I love you, I miss you, take care of yourself. I'll see you when I change the world." Okay. So I don't know what that means. But I do know that he doesn't have nothing to do with me. And he was my baby. And pretty much I ignored him when he turned 13, 14, because I just thought he'd be a good kid for me. And the hell that my first daughter put me through and the second daughter put me through, I didn't see them. When they turned 18, they both took off for 2 or 3 years. Drug addicted, alcoholic addicted, pretty much stayed away and hid from me, had nothing to do with me, unless I was just desperately trying to find them. So I thought for sure my son would never ever do something like that to me, and he did. But he has the most legitimate reason to be angry at me, because I pretty much ignored him from the time he was 13 or 14 trying to take care of my oldest daughter's baby, in the midst of getting arrested twice within the same a year apart. 1 week. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year and 1 week apart. I just put my son aside, so he has good reason to be angry at me. I did not raise him. I don't remember him as a teenager very well. And I disappointed him terribly. And when I did get involved with him, I was just a mess. And I pretty much was checked out. Checked out. That poor boy saw me go through 5 psychiatric wards. Pretty much was scared of me because when I got excommunicated from a church, well, actually I was dismembered with a letter notice, but I was told I could stay in the back seat. That was in 2000. I pretty much flicked the church in the back seat and just said burn, and went to Satanism. And I wasn't just playing around with tinkering around with Satanism. I went in badly. Blood covenanting. Yeah, it was bad. I had a lot to do with blood covenants. It was terrible. Scared my son to the point where he ran away for about 6 days. Yeah, that was bad. Well, about a year and a half later or 2, I gave my heart back to God. And the devil said, "No, you owe me. You owe me." And who did I pay? So from 2001 until 2000, I think 4 or 5, I was in psychiatric wards. And those places were full of demonic challenges. Especially the one in Salem, Oregon. Man, that lady that was my roommate, those demons talked out of her mouth so badly about how I know your marriage, I've followed you around. This is all coming out of her mouth when she was sleeping. And then she'd wake up and want to, be nice. And I just wanted her to get the hell away from me. But I didn't look very normal when I would go to the counter and say, "There is demons in my bedroom, and they are talking out of this lady's mouth." I just looked like I needed a shot for a psychiatric situation and be put back down. So I had to be careful in those hospitals when I'd tell them that kind of stuff. And one of the times, they put me in a room with a lady who was a witch. She was a paganistic pagan. Like she was a Wiccan, actually. So there was no one rule form of Satanism that she followed or dark side that she followed. She just took on every little thing that wherever she adapted, whatever she liked, she put it into her crafts. And I stupidly went and got involved with her. So that was dumb. God saved me. God delivered me. I did learn that after 2009 or 10 that I was a multiple personality for my whole life. I even asked my mom if she knew this person that I had created. I didn't realize. She goes, "Are you still talking about that person? Are you still that person?" Right out of her mouth, I'm like, "Mom, how did you know that?" She's like, "'Cause you've always talked to that person." Okay. Good to know that you knew that. And anytime I ever try to bring up anything about the Illuminati or witchcraft with my mom, she starts breaking out in a hive. So that's a no-no. My dad passed away. I really, frankly, only care about my dad's family members because of salvation. Other than that, I've had nothing to do with them. They probably all have nice sides to them, and I was probably a little more over-judgmental than I should have been. I feel bad that I haven't been involved with them, or at least given it a chance, but they're all in like crime and drugs and alcohol, and I didn't want to be involved with any of that, so I just ditched the idea of having anything to do with that family. But my grandmother gave me her mother's ring and asked me to pray for these people. And my goal was always to find my biological grandfather, and I did after 20-some years. So my dad got to actually meet his biological sister and brother before he passed. He had a lot of closure for himself with his biological dad, my full-blooded grandparent, full-blooded Japanese grandparent, and that whole family. That was pretty rewarding. And my uncle, who is my dad's full brother, is now very much actively involved with his Japanese family. Apparently he looks exactly like my grandfather did, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, 13 minutes of rambling. It is hell right now on this earth. If you're a Christian, it's worse. If you're challenged with missing your children or grandchildren, I am so happy to pray for you. You want to email me? I wouldn't mind praying for you if you want to email me. I'm not even going to get into it about being a prophetess, but I've been told for 20-some years that you're a prophet, you're a prophet, you're a prophet. Okay, great, whatever that means. I just know that I know everybody's going to be able to read the word, and the word is the prophetic word. It is the perfect word. I have often shared with people that had already had a sense in their heart of what they wanted to do or get something from God, and I usually confirm to them. If I get something else, it would be a warning. When I was a baby Christian, I did see people get in car accidents or get killed or have cancer. And I would just keep my mouth shut, and then things would happen that I felt like it was my fault. But those are learning lessons that I don't take on as condemnation anymore like I used to. So if you want to have me pray for you, and God does give me anything, I'll share. I just don't want to be quiet anymore. I've been through too much to just be quiet. I don't want to get on a platform. I do want to go back on the radio. I helped lots of people when they heard me on the radio. If you've never been agoraphobic before, it's a horrible thing to live with. Because I was agoraphobic for about 15 years, and God only knows how I had children in the middle of it. Acrophobia, which means you're afraid of fear. which means you're pretty much afraid of everything. You're actually just afraid, period. Immobilizing afraid. I was afraid to not even be able to answer my telephone or step out the door and get my mail because I was scared. It was dumb. Just afraid of everything. I would say 90% of that was demonic, and I was delivered from a lot of it. Yep. Anyway, so God bless you. If you want to email me, you can. I'm just going to say it, blast it right out there. My name is Babette Peterson. My email address to email me is babette.peterson@hotmail.com, and I'm more than happy to pray and respond. If you want to leave me an email, I would be blessed because it would occupy some of my time. It would bless me to hear from God and share. But I'm brutally honest, and I always say take it with a spoon of sugar if you don't like it. And I don't really care if I bless you, but I do care if I hurt you. So if I respond and it hurts, I can get it wrong sometimes. Like I get the word right, but I don't know how to deliver it. Because I can be like way straightforward and not have a lot of compassion. That's been a big deal. I mean, I have a lot of compassion and mercy, but when somebody's doing something wrong bluntly, and then they're blaming somebody else for what their problem is, it is truly true about getting the beam out of your own eye first. And so that's what I mean by being forward and brutally honest. I will be your friend, and I will be completely honest. I don't tiptoe around any words. I used to because I was afraid of losing friends. But I'm not afraid of losing friends anymore because I don't hardly have any anyway. God bless you. Hope to hear from you. Bye-bye.